and a warm welcome to State of Business on Arch Television. I'm Hishain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Incumbent President Gotabaya Rajapaksa completes first year in office. 4-day debate on the second reading of the Appropriation Bill 2021 commences in Parliament. News in detail. Incumbent President Gotabaya Rajapaksa completes his first year in office in a situation where progress has been blighted by a deadly pandemic that has brought leading world economies to their knees. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on his first day in office ordered the removal of his portraits and images from the walls of all state institutions and government departments. To ensure everything was in order, he also frequently visited the rural outbacks, coming into close contact with the villagers and solving their problems on the spot, as it were. Ministers and senior government officials were also required to present their record of work periodically to ensure that follow-up action was taken in pursuance of his instructions. The coronavirus pandemic was also no obstacle to President Rajapaksa in creating employment opportunities to 100,000 youths, including those without qualifications, a segment which was ignored and left to fend for themselves under past governments. That was a contributory factor to youth frustration and social unrest. President has also ordered the construction of over 35,000 housing units for low-income families to be completed before completion of his first term. One of the most standout election pledges of President Rajapaksa was his professed resolve to effectively combat underworld crime and eliminate the narcotics trade from the country and respectfully attending to the task. On the foreign policy front, President had repeatedly made his non-aligned stance known to the world leaders he had met during the first year in office. Many development projects are already underway, with Chinese investment dating back to the earlier regimes, such as the Colombo Port City project, which stands out as the jewel in the crown of all mega development projects hitherto undertaken that promises to take Sri Lanka to new levels of prosperity. Esteemed Art Television viewers can also witness the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's special address to the nation at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Former State Minister of National Policies and Economic Affairs and Samgijana Balawege parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva stresses that the government has engaged in altering the statistics to promote a false positive outlook on the current economy. He made this criticism during the second reading debate of Budget 2021, which commenced today.
දැන් බලන්න මහා බැංකුව 2019 වාර්තාවේ ඒක 2020 අප්‍රේල් 23 අධිපති WD ලක්ෂ්මන් මහත්තයා අත්සන් කරලා තියෙනවා 2019 ණය වාරිකයේ ගෙවීම් හැර මුළු වියදම රුපියල් බිලියන 2915යි කියලා කියනවා. නමුත් ගිය සතියේ 2020 අයවැයේදී කියනවා මුළු වියදම රුපියල් බිලියන 3428ක්ලු. මේක කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? දෙයියනේ කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? එක්කෝ අධිපති ලක්ෂ්මන් මහත්තයා බොරු කියනවා එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ලේකම් ජයසුන්දර මහත්තයා බොරු කියනවා කෝ රුපියල් බිලියන 513 කොහොමද ඒව නැති වුනේ අපිට ආරංචි වෙනවා මේ දත්ත විද්‍යාව කරන්න එකඟ නොවිච්ච භාණ්ඩාගාරයේ ඉහළම පුද්ගලයෙක්ව එතනින් අයින් කරලා කියලා භාණ්ඩාගාරයේ පුද්ගලයෝ අයින් කරන්න එපා තමන්ට ඕන විදියට ගණන් හිලව් වෙනස් කරගන්න ඕන් ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල්ස්ලා හැටියට එකඟ වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් ඕන් වෘත්තීයවේදියෝ අවුරුදු ගාණක් වැඩ කරලා ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන් අරගෙන එතන ඉන්නේ. දේශපාලනඥයන්ට ඕන විදියට නැවෙන්නේ නැති රජයේ නිලධාරි තමයි අපිට අවශ්‍ය. රට තුල නිපවාගත නොහැකි අමුද්‍රව්‍ය සහ අන්තර්භාණ්ඩ උපකරණ පමණක් ආනයනය කිරීම රජයේ වෙළඳ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය බවට ඔවුන් මේ අයවැයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා. තේ කුරුඳු ගම්බිරිස් වැනි කෘෂි නිෂ්පාදන පාරම්පරික විසිතුරු භාණ්ඩ එළවලු දාන්න පළතුරු අපනයන සඳහා පමණක් ද්විපාර්ශ්වික භාණ්ඩ වෙළඳ කිවිසුම් අත්සන් කළ යුතු බව ඔවුන් කියනවා. කිසි විටකත් සේවාංශයේ විවෘත නොකරන බව වුන් කියනවා. ඔය කියන ආර්ථික දර්ශනය අසාර්ථක වෙලා ගොඩක් කල් හැබැයි රජයට විකල්පයක් තියෙනවා. අපි වග කියන විපක්ෂයක් හැටියට ඒකත් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න සූදානම් මගේ උගත් ඇමතිතුමාටත් අපේ විදේශ ඇමතිතුමාටත්. ඒක තමයි අපිට පුළුවන් ණය සහන කාලයක් ඕනනම් ලබා ගන්න. බොහෝ රටවල් දැනට ඒවා ලබාගෙන තියෙනවා.
Trade Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, in response to parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva, replied that import restorations were put forward to uplift the local producers and manufacturers, and he claimed that the most deceitful budget was put forward in the Yahapalane regime.
පසුගිය යහපාලන රජයේ කාලය තුළ මුදල් අමාත්‍යවරු දෙදෙනෙක් ලංකා ඉතිහාසයේ නිදහසින් පස්සේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව වැඩියෙන්ම නොමග යවන අසත්‍ය මත පදනම් වෙච්ච සියලුම විකෘති කරන ලද සංඛ්‍යා දත්ත සහිත අයවැයලේඛන ඉදිරිපත් කළේ යහපාලන රජයේ යටතේ 2016 අයවැය කතාවේ 93 94 පිටුව ලොකු ලුණු කිලෝවක් රුපියල් 35යි 95යි 2017 නොවැම්බර් 2 සිට දැන් පැවතුන මිල වෙනස්වීම ප්‍රමාණය ඊළඟ අවුරුද්ද වෙනකොට 190යි 200යි. කිව්වට වඩා මිල වෙනස 100%ට 123යි. ග්‍රෑම් 400 කිරිපිටි පැකට්ටුවක් 295ට දෙනවා කිව්වා. අවුරුද්ද ඉවරනකොට 315යි. 107යි කිරිපිටි මිල වැඩිවීම. ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාගේ ආණ්ඩු කාලය තුලදී ණය සහන පැකේජයක් දුන්නා. බදු සහන පැකේජයක් දුන්නා. පොලි අනුපාතයේ තනි ලක්කමේ සංඛ්‍යාවට ගෙනාවා. 1,60,000කට රජයේ රක්ෂාවල් දුන්නා. අවුරුද්දක් වගේ කෙටි කාලයක් තුලදී අවුරුදු 77න් පස්සේ පළවෙනි වතාවට ආනයන තානම් කළා මේ රටේ ලක්ෂ ගණන් මහ පොළොවේ හැපෙන මිනිස්සුන්ගේ පැත්තේ හිටගත්ත එකම ආණ්ඩුව බවට ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ ආණ්ඩුව පරිවර්තනය වුණායි කියන එක මම මේ වෙලාවේදී මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Colombo stock market ended on a positive note yesterday, with the presenting of the 2021 budget yesterday moving away from its stagnant outlook prevailed over the past few days. The All-Share Price Index ended closing up 32 points or 0.5%. The S&P SL20 finished up 9 points or 0.4%. In between 1:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m., both indices dipped yesterday but recovered, reacting to positive moves in capital markets from budget. Yesterday, turnover was 2.2 billion rupees and yesterday's positive close was after marginal dip, with investors subdued on Monday. First Capital added the 2021 budget rating reverted the direction of the market back to positive and reversing the stagnant trend witnessed for the past 3 consecutive sessions. Material sector counter led the turnover, followed by transportation sector making a joint contribution of 56%. The national tea production in the country in the month of October this year shows a 10.32% increase in production compared to the corresponding month of 2019. Sri Lanka Tea Board issuing a statement highlights that the national tea production in Sri Lanka during the month of October 2020 amounted to 23,457,397 kilograms compared to 21,263,407 kilograms in 2019. Thus, it shows an increase of 2,193,990 kilograms, accounting to 10.32% against the corresponding month of 2019. Significantly, the production of high-grown, medium-grown and low-grown tea sectors in the month of October this year is higher than that of the last year. However, cumulative tea production for the period of January to October 2020 shows a decrease of 12% respectively against last year. Accordingly, overall tea production from January to October in this year is 224,727,892 kilograms. But the tea production for January-October in last year is 254,200,725 kilograms. The COVID-19 cases count in Sri Lanka has surpassed the 18,000 mark, while 12,587 individuals being recovered from the virus. Health authorities yesterday confirmed that 5 more COVID-19 related deaths had occurred in the country, bringing the total COVID-19 death total to 66. A 65-year-old resident of Colombo 10 was admitted to the Pune Treatment Center after he tested positive for the virus and was then transferred to the Valikanda Hospital, where he passed away due to high blood pressure with COVID-19. A 69-year-old resident of Ratmalana, 71-year-old in Kirulapana, an 81-year-old resident of Colombo 2, and 82-year-old person have passed away due to COVID-19. An individual from Demarukada died at home to diabetes complications and COVID-19, and he was 82 years old. Accordingly, 401 new COVID-19 cases were identified in the country yesterday, and most number of cases were found from Colombo district, accounting to more than 200 cases. Moreover, the total number of coronavirus recoveries reported in the country reached 12,587 today, as 377 individuals infected with COVID-19 were discharged upon returning to health. Moreover, the Health Promotion Bureau says 11,105 PCR tests were carried out in the country yesterday. Meanwhile, another team of Sri Lankans stranded in foreign countries due to the COVID-19 pandemic has been repatriated to the island. Thus, a group of 381 Sri Lankans from Bahrain arrived at the Bandaranaike International Airport. Thereby, returnees have been subject to PCR testing upon their arrival at the airport and have been directed to tourist hotels in Negombo to undergo quarantine. Meanwhile, health authorities announced that another 233 individuals were tested positive for COVID-19 by 6 p.m. this evening. Health Ministry also said that all they are close contacts of the earlier patients. Stay tuned for stock updates. The trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a mixed note today. The all-share price index dropped 0.79 points to close at 6,108.22, and the S&P SL20 gained 1.55 points to close at 2,397.26. The turnover was 2.4 billion rupees and over 117 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. And with that, we'll be winding up for today. See you tomorrow at the usual time with State of Business. Until then, take care and good night.